Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell by what's actually on the table right now, I'm going to be doing a art video. Obviously I'm still working on this church piece. I said that I was going to dedicate this piece for working on it for YouTube. So I haven't really done anything on it since the last video, which was a couple of weeks ago now. But I kind of thought that it'd be interesting to see how the art, what are these? These are the Art Philosophy Metallic Accent watercolour paints actually work with mixing together in a palette. Obviously I did a little bit of mixing here where I used two colours on the actual page, but I want to try and mix the colours in the palette. As you can see, the lid actually comes as a little palette, which is great. So yeah, I haven't really done any mixing with any watercolors for a while, so it may be interesting to just kind of see how this kind of goes. So yeah, I just kind of want to see how this kind of works because I want to have a little bit of a different color on here. So I'm just going to take this nice golden shade, kind of grab as much as I can on the actual brush. Okay. And then let's try and add a little bit. I think I'm going to add a little bit of maybe a lighter yellow. See if I can lighten this colour down a little bit. Because I kind of want to have like a cross colour between these two shades. And although we've got this shade, this is more on the kind of yellow goldeny shade. I don't really want that. Ooh, so this kind of almost instantly became almost like a more creamy colour, which, you know, it's pretty nice. I am going to add just a little bit more of this light yellow. This isn't the best brush for what I'm doing, but, you know, needs must. Okay, so we have this nice kind of colour, and I'm just going to like swatch it to see how it looks on the actual pan or from the pan. Okay, so it's a nice kind of creamy mid-tone, which is what I was going for. It's not, it does seem like still metallic-y, but it's almost got a more pearlescent metallic look, which, you know, is great for what I want. So I'm just going to take my brush, probably not that one. Yeah. Just use this, kind of just add it. I think I'm going to add it here. This is probably the worst brush that I picked up, because Sod's Law says that I'm going to need a smaller brush for this. And if you can hear my little boy, he's singing in his room this evening, which is fine, you know. He's had a busy day playing, so he's a little bit tired today. But he doesn't want to go to sleep, so he's busy singing in his room. I will say this almost, having mixed it, it almost seems more watery than straight from the pan. So, you know, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the paper. Be interesting to see. I do feel like when the colours are mixed, it's almost looking like I'm going to need a second coat, which isn't a problem. I know, you know, the rough idea I was going for this shade, so I can easily create more of this paint. Okay. So that's the kind of colour that we've got, which does look really nice. It does have a kind of lighter shade. It's definitely a new colour. As you can probably hear upstairs, my son is playing with toys against his bedroom door. So it's going to be one of those evenings where he bangs, I think. Bear with me. Right, I'm back now. I just had to check what my son was actually doing. And he was just busy playing in his room, banging toys against the door. So as I was saying, this does look a really nice shade. It does seem a little bit more, when first applied, it does seem a little bit more watery, a little bit more translucent. However, having come back from going and sorting my son out and coming back and it's near enough more dry, it does seem to have a more deeper coverage than what it first went on like. But there are like little edges where I just want to go around. And as you can probably tell by my breath, I've just run back downstairs. So there we go, that is the colour. I'm still like enjoying using this palette. And to be honest, I didn't expect these to really mix very well. Purely because I've seen watercolours where they look really great from the pan and then when you mix them, they're not so great. But these actually seem to work really well. And one thing I am going to do is check the back. Although it has leaked through, like the other colours when they've gone straight from the pan haven't leaked through, whereas when you mix the colours, I think because there's more water in it, it has sort of sort of started ghosting through the paper, which isn't a problem. So, you know, but yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more. I think I'm going to mix another colour because I want to kind of have a little bit of green, a few green shades. I think I kind of want the green shades more kind of like on the shaded areas here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add probably the darker bronzy colour. And I'm not going to add extra water to the actual pan. I'm going to use just the water from here to see if it makes a difference. You know, it's all trial and error with art, and you know, that's the whole beauty of like mixing things. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I'm probably adding too much, but hey. Clean that. Okay, yeah, we seem to have a darker colour coming through here. Kind of seems a little bit more on the brassy tone. So I'm just going to try this and see how it looks. Right, that one. So just gonna try it here. see what we get. Okay, yeah, I mean, in the pan it does look very, very bronzy. You know, it's a darker bronze than this that's already in the pan, which is great, because that's what I want. Okay, yeah, I think we're very much on a winner with this palette. You know, this palette is still, you know, getting a lot of positives from me. You know, I haven't tried it on an actual canvas, which I think should be interesting. I will say that the colours, when they're mixed, you do have little problems where it's too watery. I don't know why that is, you know, but I know it happens when you mix paints. You'll get a little bit more water than normal. But yeah, I must say these colours are really standing out. They're a lot more bold than what I expected. Because I thought when they would get mixed, they'd kind of lose that colour and metallic. So it would just like kind of, the metallic would sink to the bottom. You wouldn't get as much sparkle as what you do from the actual pan. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my brush to a thinner brush and just kind of do the more detailed part up here, which will probably mean, you know, a lot more paint gets used. I will apologise if I keep going quiet and focusing on what I'm doing while filming. And hopefully my head's not in the way too much. Yeah, so I think overall these paints, metallic paints, work really well, a lot better than what I expected. There are other art philosophy palettes that I'm kind of interested in, so if anybody wants to see those get reviewed, please let me know. It won't be immediately, but you know, it's always nice to know what you guys want to see on my channel. So yeah, that is kind of that shaded side there. I will say that colour is almost a really nice kind of brown metallic. Like here it looks almost like a dark brassy colour, but on paper it looks more brown, which is great because this is meant to be like stone, natural stone, and I kind of want it to be a bit pop arty in style and multicoloured, but similar colours, so they're in keeping. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this shade just here because this is kind of a more shaded area. And I kind of want this to kind of not really get hidden per se, but still get noticed. I mean, obviously there's windows and that here, so I've got to paint them as well. I'm having to be kind of careful because this is quite a small area. It's more kind of fiddly than anything. There we go. So that is the darker shade done, and I will say I'm impressed by the fact that it's mixed really nicely. Wasn't expecting it to mix this well. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm scratching my hand. I need to put more moisturizer on my hand. So yeah, this looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna finish these two shades off and then I'm gonna call it a night because this video is pretty long anyway. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mix a little bit more of a lighter shade, or maybe a slightly darker shade than this one, and then a little bit more of that shade. So we'll start by mixing that shade again, I think. Get a better brush. There we go. There we go. And then I want a lighter shade, which is this one. Obviously, because the colour's still there, I'm kind of gauging. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need more of a lighter colour in it. A little bit more lighter. Okay, yeah, there we go. I think that's a rough kind of idea. This colour, I am going to add a little bit more light yellow, just to give it a bit more of a fighting chance to be. Close to the colour that I want. Okay. Okay, well that's pretty much the same colour. So yeah, I'm just going to do the same kind of colour for here, so it looks a little bit like kind of same light shading, as it were. This one's going to be a little bit more delicate because this one has a lot more fiddly areas again, which isn't a problem. Just means I have to be a bit more careful when I'm painting. I think what I will do is change my brush. Just bear with me a minute. Sorry about that, I just wanted to check something. And I don't have the right brush for this today, for the more detailed work, so I'm going to have it. Okay, so we almost have the actual church finished. Obviously there's a few little detailing bits that I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to do them off camera. The next video I'm going to do is going to be solely focused on the actual angel, and I kind of want her to be a little bit more, maybe more earth related, so like the greens, possibly the blue. So yeah, I'm going to work on the like little details off camera, but I am going to work on the next art video, which will be the angel and possibly even the moon here. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Sorry I haven't really talked very much. Sorry that this video is pretty long. If you want to check out my social media, I will put the links in the description box below. Also, if you want to like this video and comment, please do so. Don't forget to share this channel because, you know, it helps me out, and it's great to see what you guys all think of my work. So yeah, I shall love you, leave you, and speak to you all soon. Hope you've enjoyed this video, as I say, but see you soon. Next week will be a poetry video. If you don't already know, I do actually have a couple of new stories coming out on my vocal account, but as I said, the links will be in the description box below. See you all soon. Bye!